Hey everyone, it's Zayaan. I'm back with another video, and this week I'm going to quickly give you guys a rundown on all of the No More Robots games that are currently available on Xbox Game Pass. Before I get started with the video, make sure you smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications for all of our videos. That way you don't miss out on any giveaways we do, and you're always the first to know about any new games. And speaking of giveaways, do you guys want the chance to own one of these games permanently, forever? I know you do, which is why this week we're giving away a $25 Xbox gift card to one lucky winner. All you have to do is scan the QR code on your phone, subscribe to us right here on YouTube, and you're in with a chance of winning. Make sure you get yourself entered into that as soon as possible, and the very best of luck. So, currently, Descenders, Nowhere Profit, Yeshua Grace, and Hypnospace Outlaw are all available to play on Game Pass. And the best thing is, you get to try all of these amazing games while only paying the monthly price for the membership. So if you've had your eye on any of these games lately, then Game Pass is definitely the way to go. You might have seen our video last week where Pip gave us a quick overview of all of the games from No More Robots, but if you want to know a little bit more about the games specifically on Game Pass, then that is no problem. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about them. So let's start with Yeshua Grace. You play as King Eric, who rules the kingdom of Davin. The way this game works is that you progress through the story week by week in-game. Each week will start with you holding a council in your throne room, where various people will come to visit you. Most of the time, they're just peasants who are in need of gold and supplies, and sometimes it's characters who are imperative to the story. Yeshua Grace relies heavily on decision making, so every week you need to decide who you will hand out resources to, as you only have a limited supply, and if you run out of any of these resources, it's game over. So you need to keep that gold and supplies counter well above zero, while also keeping the contentment level of your people high too. Because the moment that starts dropping, things aren't going to end well for you and your villagers will start to riot. There's plenty of different ways in the game to earn more resources. You'll sometimes find that first you need to actually spend the gold and supplies you have in order to get it back, and more. Without spoiling too much, throughout your playthrough you'll find that at different points in the game, each of the weeks are leading up to a big event. So your situation in the game is always changing, and there may be new situations that you need to deal with, so you're going to find yourself juggling around a lot of problems while trying to keep your kingdom afloat. On top of all this, you also have your family's needs to attend to, and there will be some quests involving your family which will affect the outcome of the game. You're also going to need to recruit soldiers at points later in the game for major events, and this is really important because this can be the difference between you progressing and the game being over altogether. Making allies is also super important, as they will be your main source for soldiers and resources. But one thing to keep in mind is not all of these allies are going to be fond of each other, so you're going to need to decide which options are going to be better for you. Yeshua Grace is going to throw a lot of difficult decisions your way, but the main goal is to see the game right through to the end and avoiding slipping up before that. With multiple different endings and different storylines, you'll want to play the game more than once to really enjoy what Yeshua Grace has to offer. Next up, we've got Descenders. Descenders is a downhill free-riding game filled with all the crazy bike stunts you can possibly think of, alongside wild bike parks for you to enjoy, and a career mode for the chance to play in different worlds while earning rep along the way. Rep is basically score that you earn throughout the game by completing tracks and doing bike tricks. Rep is also used to unlock cosmetic items at the end of a bike run, and the amount of rep you earn determines on what kind of items you unlock. Common being the easiest, and extraordinary being the hardest. While you only need to earn 1,000 rep in a single run to unlock a guaranteed common item, you need to earn a massive 250,000 rep in a run to unlock a guaranteed extraordinary item. So there's quite a big difference there if you're wanting to unlock the more rare items. Aside from unlocking cosmetic items, you also need to have an overall total of 100,000 rep to unlock the Career Plus mode, which has a bunch of different new worlds to ride in that you can't play in normal career mode. You can track your rep on the in-game leaderboards and see where you stand against other Descenders players in the world. The best thing about Descenders is that worlds and tracks are procedurally generated, so every track you play will be different. There's also some cool boss jumps you'll encounter in career mode at the end of each world, where you can earn a nice amount of rep. But be warned, some of these boss jumps are quite difficult, and it might take you some tries to get the hang of them. Next up on the list is Nowhere Prophet. Nowhere Prophet is a card-based strategy game set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. You play as a leader of a group of bandits who are looking to you for help and guidance, and it is your job to lead them to the game's mysterious ending. There are over 300 cards available to use in Nowhere Prophet, each with their own powerful abilities and effects which can literally turn the tide of battle. You can buy cards when you reach market nodes on the map, or you can obtain cards just naturally on your journey and through battles. Some cards are rarer than others, so you want to be looking to use the ones that will give you a strong advantage in battle when you need it the most. There's a lot of things you're going to need to keep in mind if you want to make your journey a successful one. Travelling from node to node with your allies consumes food and hope, so you need to make sure you're on top of how much of these you have, because the moment you start running low on these, you're going to start losing your people, and soon enough your whole convoy is going to start falling apart, and you're going to start losing cards. The best way of collecting these resources is through battle victories and buying them on nodes that have a market. You can also buy equipment from markets which will give you extra stats and give you an extra edge in battle, so you want to be buying equipment with good effects, as they can sometimes be the difference in winning and losing a battle. Remember, every playthrough of Nowhere Prophet doesn't need to be the same. You'll get the chance to play with different convoys which all have different unlock requirements. Each of these convoys have different starting decks, so once you've unlocked more convoys, you'll have more choice over the different kinds of cards you'll start the game with. Nowhere Prophet can be challenging at times, especially when it comes to the boss battles. However, as long as you have some powerful cards in your deck, then reaching your end goal will be a breeze. And last, but definitely not least, we have Hypnospace Outlaw. Hypnospace is a 90s internet simulator where you get to play as an enforcer. So your job is to protect Hypnospace from violations and rule breaking, and there is plenty of that going around. So for most of the game, you'll receive cases from Merchant Soft, who are the company that own Hypnospace, and they will basically tell you that they've found violations in different areas and they want you to check it out and report back anything you find, and take action against users when necessary. Obviously, you will progress through the story this way as you take on more cases, but the great thing about Hypnospace is that there's so much to explore away from the story. There's hidden pages you can find, secret programs, different customization options for your desktop. Hypnospace has so much to offer. When completing cases and reporting violations, you earn Hypnocoin, which is the in-game currency, and you can use this money on various things such as customization and installing programs. There will be times where you need to spend Hypnocoin on certain things throughout the story to actually progress, so be careful not to spend too much of it and have plenty left over in case you're going to need it to continue the story. Your desktop is full of wacky things you can do. You have a music player if you want to download and listen to music. You can add virtual pets to your desktop. You can change your wallpaper and screensaver. You can just customize your Hypnospace as you would with your normal computer at home. So make sure you make the most of all the cool stuff you're able to do away from the story. And that is a little bit more insight into all of the games we currently have on Game Pass. The best thing about Game Pass is that you only need to pay a low monthly price, as I mentioned earlier, and you get access to all of these games, which you can sink a bunch of hours into. And the best thing about it is that they're all available on PC Game Pass as well as Xbox, so you can share them across your console and PC whenever you feel like switching it up, so you're getting a lot of value for your money. Before you go, don't forget to hit like and smash that subscribe button. Turn on notifications while you're at it. You'll be notified straight away of any of our new games, alongside competitions and giveaways we'll be running for our current ones. Thank you very much for watching and for your continued support. We'll see you very soon.